Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. On the spotlight today is season 3, episode 3 of The Handmaid's Tale. Let's get right into it. Okay, at the very beginning of this episode, it starts with June and Janine and Alma discussing hanging Marthas as if they're a sack of rotting potatoes. I mean, it just shows that there is no devastation in hangings anymore. It's pretty much normal to them. It's almost like it's a guessing game now. Who's up there? Can we see their face? Do you know who it is? Do you know who it is? I mean, it's just a normalized thing now that would otherwise be devastating to anyone else. This episode does a deeper dive into Commander Lawrence. He is obviously upset about the situation with the Marthas in that last episode and wants to punish the women by basically nitpicking at them all the time. I mean, everyone is trying to be on their best behavior because Cora is missing and gone. Beth feels like she can lose her position, and Sienna is new, so she's just trying to get her foot in the door. And June is basically the only one not walking around on eggshells. She's used to being in a tense environment, and she's more trying to figure out Commander Lawrence and what kind of game he's trying to play here. Part of how June does this is she tries to ask Fred for information. And this part really surprised me because it was just like, you basically escaped 3 times, June, from his house. You gave up his baby. You got his wife to side with you. And then you ask him to help you in this situation, which I understand you got to try everything you can try. But what's even more shocking is not the fact that she asked him, but by the fact that he actually tried to help her. It's like, Fred, do you even remember what happened? Like, the house burnt down, Fred. I just think that he likes his ego stroked. And June knows how to manipulate Fred, which is not the tactic with Commander Lawrence. I mean, come on, Fred. You got demoted and you decide to go to Jezebel's and get advice on how to win your wife back from a Jezebel. I mean, this is not the way you get your position back. He is so easily swayed by sexual manipulation. He just doesn't even have his head on straight. And it's just like Commander Lawrence said, he's not the most intelligent guy. Couple of things we learned with the commanders meeting coming together is basically that Nick got promoted, Fred is demoted, and they all have that white star on their left shoulder, basically I think signifying that they are commanders. You can see it on the left shoulders of all of the commanders on the right hand side. And I'm also noticing a pattern of X's. I've seen them in a couple episodes, and I think they are signify when the commanders are around or some type of authority, because I've seen them in this picture of the Rachel Leah Center getting built on the windows, and also on the X on the guard's car. There are X's, and I've also seen them in other places, and if I catch them in upcoming videos, I will point them out. One thing I like about Commander Lawrence is he's always paying attention. He's noticing everything in the room at the meeting. He's watching June, how she notices Nick. He's watching how Fred looks at Nick. He's watching everybody's reactions, and he's still running this meeting. And what we think is that, oh, he's trying to degrade June when he asks her to pick up the book and bring it to him. But I think what he's trying to do is he's testing June. He's been interviewing her this entire episode. If you think about the questions and the things that he said to her, like, is she good at managing people? Can she make hard decisions and choices? She seems like she's good at making friends and influencing people. What we think is trying to salt her intelligence is really just interviewing her, because I think that he knows she has what it takes to lead this resistance underground, and trying to see if she will break. She's not like the other 2 Marthas. She's not like the other women living in the house. She debates with him. She comes back at him and spreads truth in his face while all the other Marthas are tiptoeing around. I feel like there really is a method to his madness, and it's not random. I mean, if you think about it, why would he take her to that warehouse? Why would he give her that choice of picking 5 women to become Marthas? Why would he give her that responsibility? Because he's trying to see if she can make those hard choices that need to be made in order to run this resistance. And she ends up doing it. She ends up doing everything he basically was interviewing her for in the beginning of this episode, influencing the other Marthas, making friends with people, making hard choices and smart choices, which is, she was able to pick the lawyer, the journalist, the thief, the IT tech, and I think one more person. So, there was a whole method behind all of it. So guys, what do you think? Do you think he has some type of master plan, or is he just massively egotistic and trying to bash everyone? What do you think he is going to happen and how this will play out? Serena really irritated me this episode. I don't know about you guys. I just kind of felt like you made the choice to let the baby go, so let the baby go. Like, let's move on. Let's figure out where you're going to live, because you burnt your house down. You had a hissy fit. You had a meltdown. So now, it's just like her mom was saying, which I think is a very interesting character to bring in, Pamela. I think she's just a great layer to it. I think it's just, how she found refuge in her mom, and her mom is trying to tell her the truth. This is not your child. You made the choice, and now you have to step up and deal with it. And I think she was kind of hinting to Serena, listen, being a Waterford can really work in your favor if you make it work. Like, basically trying to hint it at her, but not really come out and say, like, use your power for the things that you think need to be done. And I think that was a really interesting part of the episode for her to just snap out of it somehow. I love how June and Serena had that last talk, because I feel like Serena kind of gets strength from June. June has been through so much, and she basically was telling Serena, listen, think of all these moms that have had their kids ripped out of their arms, and multiple kids ripped out of their arms. You gave a baby up, and you're having a meltdown about it when you should be happy that you gave it up for a better life. You did what a mother would do, Serena. So feel at peace with that. And it's like, now you understand, like, you couldn't make it as a handmaid, because these are the things and 100 million more that you have to deal with that you didn't even realize you'd have to deal with, coming into this world that you were so adamant about creating. One thing I wanted to point out before was this map that's behind June, and it's in Commander Lawrence's office. It's like a map of the United States in like this etched glass, and it's got like lines going through the states. I wonder what those lines represent, maybe areas that are taken over. I just thought it was a really cool detail to point out. All right, guys, that's all I have. I will see you next time on the next episode. I hope that this was a helpful episode. Thank you for listening to me rant about Fred and Serena in this episode. I really appreciate it. Leave your comments below and anything you think I missed, anything you want to add, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.